So you guys had a theme song that you recorded.
You're so pretty.
In order to get yourselves
Yes, you
on carpet up there.
No, we
Up
made
and
it up
inward.
as we riffed the Munchkinland song.
Yeah.
So can we hear the
Come
song?
on.
We are very, very short. We wish to rent an apartment from you.
We decided that's what we were going to tell all the supers.
It was
Oh, you loved it, Pete.
yeah. That's right, peekaboo.
Bobby. This is really random. Did I give you that sweater?
Yes, you did.
Yes.
Man, we were recording this concert yesterday,
Logan Train.
and everybody, like the little ensemble that we were singing with, I was like, everybody looks like Cobra Commander now. Like that with your mask on, I was like, you're like Cobra Commander.
Yeah.
It's the
I
shade
like this mask. It's a good one.
from G.I. Joe.
Oh yeah.
He had
Yeah.
the blue outfit and the black. It looks exactly the same as
Yeah.
it was designed by Cobra.
Exactly.
Cobra Commander.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are all Cobra Commander now.
That's right. Fuck G.I. Joe, fascist assholes.
Real American heroes.
That's right. Yeah, right. Real patriots. Welcome to the episode of The Quick, where we expose the entire world to the goings on. We expose ourselves to the world. You didn't know this was clothing optional, did you?
The quick, dirty laundry edition.
I knew all those four weirdos living together had something going on. So this is the episode where we're going to talk to expose the world to the goings on at the Little People Palace in Inwood, upstate Manhattan, which is where this whole thing got started between us four. Now, Dominic and I we came to this sort of late.
Yeah, we're on the wrong sides of the table here.
Yeah, we should be together. And they should, but for social distancing,
Yeah,
we gotta
yeah,
keep it
yeah.
separate. But if I had my druthers, we'd be over there. Tiny people over.
We set
big
it up
people,
this
tiny
time.
people.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't like to mix them up too much, you know. So how did you two get hooked up over the years? Because it's been a long time, right?
Yes.
10 years?
No, it's been longer than
even
that.
longer.
15
Yeah.
years?
2000.
Are we
I
gonna
think
give the
it's
dates?
when
Yeah, it would have been fall of 2002.
So 18
Fall
So
of 2002. That was my junior year, my first junior year of college, because I did 5 years in my undergrad.
Here's to 5 years.
Yes, I did 5 years.
There you go.
I did too.
Yeah.
I had too much I couldn't read music. I had too much remedial
Listen,
classes
kids,
to
if you're
take.
going to get a performance major,
It's gonna be
it's going to be 5 years.
It's gonna be fun.
I ended up with like a major and a bunch of minor
Right?
concentrations and things like that. I've got all sorts of credits. It's
Yeah.
very exciting.
Well, so you guys are just not getting to the age where you can have 20-year-long friendships. Welcome.
Yeah,
Welcome
oh my
to middle
God.
age.
It's so crazy. We're almost there.
Well, how did you
Yeah.
guys get started? How did y'all meet first? Was it Maine?
Yeah.
Maine.
At University of Southern Maine.
I think it was the
Good old Courthouse Hall.
Oh, Corthell Hall. No, but I think like the first time we like hung out was there was like an outdoor festivity thing going on, like one of the first weeks that you were at school,
Yeah.
because you were a freshman when I was in my 1st junior year.
That sounds right.
And it was like like I don't know. I feel like there was face painting or something happening.
Something weird in Carnival, like yes.
Carnival like, and it was like in the like courtyardy thing.
in front of
not,
Courthouse.
No, not in front of
Oh.
Corthell. In front of the dorm that was on the way to the spaceship cafeteria. It's just like
Expo.
a welcome to school and be part of the
So it was pretty
campus
early on.
life.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
But
and
you'd
then
been there a
we-
couple years.
Yeah, I'd been there a couple years, and then we like then she was in chamber singers.
Singers, opera workshop probably.
Yeah, and we had and then like very shortly after school started that year were the cabaret auditions.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's right.
Because I remember, I distinctly remember you wearing these like cool boots and fishnet stockings for your audition.
What?
Yeah, right?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Where did that actually go?
B-L-E-D-D.
Oh
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so there we
Oh,
go.
Good job, me. Oh.
Yeah, you were super cute. I was like, oh my God, I love her. And she's little, so she can be trusted.
Yeah, because you guys have,
Yes,
have
everyone
bonded
who's
over
tall.
your slight frames over the years.
Oh, many times.
Yes, many times.
It's just not. I mean, it's a rare breed to find two 5-foot tall ladies just to hang out with each other. You know.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
So what was the first interaction like? I mean, you met each other at this fair, but like, what did you say to each other?
I think it was actually
Something
something
about
to the.
being little.
Yeah, it was like.
Yeah.
How tall are you?
How tall are you?
Hey, we should be friends. We can share clothes and stuff.
It wasn't so much that. It was like. We are both very small. We should obviously be friends.
Hey, do you know where the booster seats are? Because I can't find one anywhere.
Yeah. And then
But
then
also
there
I
were a
remember
series
thinking
of.
you were cool and just like,
Well, yeah.
she knows what's going on around here.
Always got the system wired.
Like the old lady. I was like the last person to join Facebook. I didn't even join Facebook until like I started like was well into my master's.
It was that initial hit, right, on Facebook when all the friends would come in and you're like, oh,
Oh,
these
dude.
people like
All
it.
the,
I miss
all the friends that
talking.
you had from like way the
Yeah.
all your high school friends and stuff.
Exactly,
You're
you're
like,
like-
oh, look at all my high school friends.
I
And
have 50 emails. Everyone loves me.
this is great. Oh, this is why I stopped talking to those
Yeah,
people. I forgot. Oh, my God. That guy's wearing a swastika. We can't be friends.
So I was like, here's this cool little hippie chick that like totally knows what's going on.
How hippie was Meg back in the day? Was she way more hippie than she was now? Than she is now?
No, it's interesting even being here one of the first nights. I was like, this is giving me like college Meg vibes. Like I don't like I feel like yeah, like the re-embracement of the like, well, you've always been hippie, but like super re-embracement of the great like broomstick skirts. And yeah, I remember one time at one of your apartments just like you playing Joni Mitchell on piano, and me singing along. I didn't get to do that in high school with a lot of like female friends. Like I had dude friends that I was in a blues band for a while or whatever.
Say what?
Yeah, what?
Say what?
In high school.
You were in a blues band?
Yeah.
Were you the singer?
Wait, is
Yeah,
this
of
the,
course
is
I was.
wait,
She was
is
in
this
all
the
sorts of, like, she was in a
origin-
Queen,
Hold the
a
fucking
Queen
phone.
thing.
I have a question. Is this the origin of that awesome picture, which I have only seen once, but I can never forget it, of you inside of a bass case with your head popping out?
Wow. No, I don't think so. But
Is that how they got you gig to gig? Just put her in the bass case?
no, I did. One of my neighbors played up.
Only
my
on
bass,
flights.
And I remember like jumping into the
Cheaper.
bass case all
Yeah,
the time.
exactly.
But then at some point along the road, Megan must have left for grad school,
Yep.
and then you finished up in Maine, and then you went out to Colorado.
Yep.
Yep.
So how much time passed between that time and you guys hooking back up in New York City, or did you guys keep in touch through all that?
We definitely kept
We were-
in touch
yeah.
more or less because there were times where I was living in New York and you would come and crash during like audition season
Yep.
and everything.
So it was maybe only like a year, not even, had really passed.
And so, I guess Ashley was the first
Yeah.
one to establish herself, and so you got
Moved there, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And so then you got like, you had the tour of people coming to surf upon your couches.
So how did you? So you guys actually lived in a place together? No. This was the Little People Palace, the first place you guys lived.
The first place that
Together?
we had our names on the lease
Officially.
together.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Officially.
There was I had a small apartment on like 156 and Broadway that you
Yes,
ended up
near the
subletting
place where
in
you
the
can get the
summer.
best veggie burger
Best
in New
veggie burger.
York. Sorry.
So then you guys had both being bouncing around doing the post grad shuffle, trying to get auditions and all this stuff, and you got into the Met pretty young, didn't you? You started out
Straight out of undergrad.
right out of undergrad, so you were in the machine off the bat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you must have been like in grad school or finishing up when she was.
Yeah, I was in grad school out in the mountains in Colorado.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I have no idea what I'm gonna do with myself. When
So how
this
much
is
time
over.
between that when and you guys actually made the decision, like, hey, we're friends, we like each other, we should move in? What caused that to happen? Because it's hard.
Yeah.
Living with other singers is difficult.
Yeah.
Always.
That
So
would have been 6 or 7 years, I think. Between that, I mean, I feel like we kept in touch pretty consistently.
Yeah.
Over the years, but was it? You had you had a lot of contracts in New York.
Yeah.
At one point, and so it was like, okay, it makes sense.
Yeah,
for
let's
me
do
to come
this.
here right now.
Yeah. Well, because that was the thing. I was always like, I'm just not going to move to New York until I absolutely have to, because I'd like seen so many friends and colleagues like move to the city. $3, 2 bags, 1 me. Like very like, here I go, and only to find out that you've got your whole everything super extra expensive to pay for, and then you have no time or money or like energy left over to really study. It was just kind of heartbreaking to see that happen to a handful of people who had real promise, you know. So I was still kind of like, do I really want to? I don't know.
Opera's weird.
Yeah.
Which is the thing we never truly should.
Nor should we.
No, it always should seem strange.
Always question.
It is a weird way to go through the world.
What am I doing?
Yes. Why can't we just talk to each other? Why do we gotta sing everything?
Oh my gosh.
Like this is a lot of text that we're just. Seems like it could go faster if we could just talk. So you guys ended up sort of deciding to move in together.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
how did that conversation go? And where did you end up moving?
I don't know if I totally remember the convo, but I feel like that's do you?
We are very.
I know. I
very
couldn't wait for the song. I was like, the song has to happen.
We wish to rent an apartment from you.
Wait, okay, there's a
It's
story.
real song we composed.
This has to happen
Reel it
now.
back. Let's start that story. I want to hear that.
After we figured out we were both going to be, like around.
Yeah.
And was like, oh, this is a good idea. We should
Yeah,
look
let's
for a
do
place.
this
Somebody
thing, yeah.
told me that in Inwood, it was one of the few neighborhoods left in New York where you could walk around, buzz the different supers at the different buildings and say, what apartments do you have available? So basically just, bypassing any broker
Yeah.
for an apartment. So we did that sometime in late summer in New York, and we definitely made up a song about renting an apartment.
Yeah, it was amazing. We were walking, like right around where they have the farmers market.
Yes.
Every Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
that
like
farmer's
along
market.
the sidewalk on the park side.
Yep.
Yeah.
Up in Inwood, which is
Up in Inwood,
known
yeah.
as the singer's ghetto, because
Yeah.
every singer that's not from family money or married to a rich person lives in Inwood or Queens,
Yeah.
Elmhurst, but not Elmhurst.
Astoria?
Astoria.
Up in Queens,
Astoria.
yeah.
No singers live in Elmhurst. I did once. It was a nightmare. That's just another story. So you guys had a theme song that you recorded
So pretty.
in order to get yourselves an awesome apartment up in.
No, we made
Up
it
in
up
Inwood.
as we riffed the Munchkinland song.
Yeah.
So can we hear the
Come
song?
on.
We are very, very short. We wish to rent an apartment from you.
We decided that's what we were going to tell all the supers.
It was
Oh, we loved it, see?
yeah. That's right, peekaboo.
Was there choreography or just like some hand gestures?
Yeah, probably some.
I mean, we were probably like doing like weird squatty walkie things at some point because that's like a weird.
But wait, there were dogs already then, right?
Yes, we had
Yeah.
small dogs. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true because that's always the thing that bonds us all is the canine connection.
Well, not only that, but they had to find a place that
Right.
would take in 2
Yeah.
dogs
Yeah.
initially.
Yeah.
Two littles.
Yeah. It's 2 little dogs,
Yeah.
like the little people.
And those
Yeah, exactly.
those are sort of dog patient zero.
Yeah.
They both left us now. Could you guys tell us a little bit about your fur friends that sort of
Hi, Buster. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, we're talking about
Oh.
other dogs. I know you're so jealous.
So tell us about our the fur friends that sort of cemented all of our love for each other.
Oh, my little man was Louis. Louis Schubert Emerson, and then he became Louis Armstrong when we got married. Yeah, and he was pretty great. He was yeah, I don't know. He was a chill little man. He was, those button eyes. Kind of a little teddy boy, like,
He did look like a teddy bear, a little
Yeah.
white teddy bear.
yeah.
He was a Shih Tzu, right?
Yeah, Shih Tzu mix
Yeah.
of some type.
Shitty
yeah.
multi-poo.
Yeah, thanks, babe.
And then who was your little guy?
Vito.
Oh,
And what did Vito look
that's a
like?
good way to say his name.
He looked like this.
Yes, he did.
Right?
He's the best.
Yeah.
Hey guys, what's up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a Fraggle on
Yeah.
cocaine. A little bit.
Fraggle Man.
Yeah.
He could
It's
wash
like
a dish like nothing.
One of Jim Henson's.
Yes, he could.
He was really good at washing dishes. if a Jim Henson creation and Toto from The Wizard
Yes.
Yeah.
were to have
That's
gotten
great.
together and created a baby, then that would be Vito, right?
Yeah.
And the spirit of a Fraggle as well.
Yes.
Very much so. But yeah, so it was good.
So you
Oh,
you
sweet
guys
boy.
with your little dogs and your little song that you had together, did this strategy of like running to the super and pushing the button work? Is that how you met Mary and got that work? Or?
That is how we met Mary, but she would
Go to the.
yeah, she's like, go to Maria, who was the apartment
Yeah.
broker like down the street. So we almost bypassed, but the building we ended up, moving into, the super said, go see Maria.
Yeah.
Say Maria. That was her voice. She really talked like that. Like,
Hello.
Hello.
Oh.
Oh, perfect.
What do you want?
Hey girls,
Yes.
how you doing today?
Freaking love Mary.
I think I ever bumped into her in the hall that she just didn't look at me like, what the fuck are you doing here?
I don't know him.
I can't help you. You're on the lease.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
So that's kind of where sort of I come into the picture.
Yep.
Because I remember, so Meg and I sort of met.
We re-met.
We re-met. So the first time we met, she was a young artist at DM.
Oh yeah.
And
I am Montico
Iowa.
started around him.
yeah, she was.
Oh
Well,
my
Put
gosh.
flower pots at his feet.
I was singing the count, and she was,
I'm Montico son, just like what you know.
And the thing was, like, when I first saw her in Des Moines, I met her first at the office when I was getting my keys from my room and all that stuff. But the time she really made an impression on me was when they were doing Death by Aria. At Des Moines Metro Opera, they have this
Yeah.
this interminable night of,
Oh my gosh, so long.
of where every
Yeah.
young artist has to get up to sing one aria.
Yep.
There's like 40 of them, so you can imagine how long that makes the night.
Yeah.
But it's always so wonderful. We just love hearing it. It's just affirming, really. And we definitely don't get super drunk and sit in the back and laugh. That's not what that's not what we're doing. We're just
That's
intently
not
listening.
what I did when I attended as a principal artist.
Yeah, you were taking notes and trying to but not me.
I was not taking notes. I was just like, oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That was very
Who
sweet.
am I
Ooh, like
investing
the
in?
aria.
Yeah, that's right. Who am I going to make? So, that Death by Aria, she sang Voi che sapete, and she murdered it.
Yeah.
And not only did she murder it, like she was the best, like one of the, I think, for my money, I was like, you're the best one of everybody, and you did it with Voi che sapete, which was absolutely amazing. Mm-hmm. So, like I think I was a little bit into my cup at the end of that performance, and
You drank at that?
I know, right? It was weird.
No, I thought you drank before you went.
No, I drank during.
Oh, you drank during. Wow.
It's a long night, man.
It is a long night. It's like 40 arias.
Yeah. I mean, I rarely experience opera, completely straight, because it takes a lot of suspension. I need some extra help. But
Man.
but you sang Voi che sapete, and I came up to you afterwards, and I was telling her how great she was. And like every singer, that's starting to become established, sort of in their mid-30s, they think all of a sudden that they have so much information to pass
I
along.
can teach you.
Oh, let me tell you.
Let me encourage you as they encouraged me.
Yes, let me help you. Let me tell you what they wouldn't tell me. It's bullshit. We don't know. Still don't know
what
shit.
we're doing now.
Like, right. So I'm like telling her how great she was, and of course the girl that I was dating at the time showed up and like chewed my ass out in front of everybody in the place. Yeah, it was a very healthy relationship.
She looked just like Veronica Mars, though.
Yes, yes.
Oh, great.
Yeah, except with all the money and talent. So anyway,
Oh, shit.
I'll edit that out. I'll edit it out.
Yeah.
About it. So fast forward like 5 years.
Yeah.
I'm trying to my friend Harry. What's Harry's last name? Mears. Harold Mears.
Okay.
He was a tenor,
Uh-huh.
and he had started a guild in Peoria where they did like concerts and all
Oh,
that
cool.
kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
If it played in Peoria.
yeah, and I had just gotten dumped out in. I was staying with my parents in Colorado, but the person I was seeing at the time dumped me, and I was kind of bummed out and run. But I was driving across the country to go to New York to start working at Gotham Chamber Opera and all that
Yep.
stuff. So I had this long drive. Right before I took the drive, Harold called me up and said, I'm doing this concert in Peoria. And, it's not going to pay you very much, but it'll probably pay for your gas. And so why don't you come out and just stay at the house with me and my wife? And it'll be
Nice.
great. And he said, the problem is we need a quartet. So we got baritone. We need a mezzo. And they got to be somebody who's kind of fun and quirky, and we don't have a lot of money. So,
You're like, I know just
and
the
I was
person.
like, I was sort of like thumbing through my mental Rolodex, and I was like,
Good girl peek. Sorry.
look, you're gonna have to tune in. There's people,
I
this
know,
is
I
gonna
am
go
paying
on the
attention.
internet when people are gonna be watching, and like, so like, it kind of is
She's
terrible.
just doing
when
your
you-
Vito impression.
Like, yeah, like they can take care of themselves.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm like trying, like, yeah, and then I overhear this just like,
She's being quirky. You're telling the
Yeah,
story.
just like-
Yeah.
almighty. So anyway, no, what the fuck are you doing? Anyway, camera is that way.
What?
So
Sorry, guys.
I
all good.
yeah, this is fucking pointless. I'm like,
No, you're going to Peoria
I love this
with
story.
a quartet, and you're like, I need a mezzo who's quirky.
it's right and fun and cheap. Well, so
It was very
I
true
immediately,
back then.
I immediately thought of her because she was young and was just starting out and talented beyond her years
Right.
and beyond her, wherever her station was. So
Yep.
I said, you got to get this lady. She's fantastic. So I hit you up on Facebook
You did.
and
always
I
Facebook.
said, you want to do this job? Now, I may have, look, I'm from Texas. Like sometimes I exaggerate my stories a little bit. That's just kind of how we do. 'Cause,
Everything's bigger.
yeah, that gets boring, including the lies in your stories. So I'm going to tell this story from what I remember,
Okay.
and then you guys can tell me if I was wrong.
Okay.
So the way I've told this story before is that Meg called you and said Michael Mays has just gotten me a job in Illinois. And I think the conversation went like, well, you know what you got to do. She's like, yeah, I'm going to fuck that guy. Now, is that true?
I mean,
My gut says like possibly, like maybe.
My gut
I
says
don't.
possibly.
Or no. I mean,
Your gut's weird.
yeah. No, not possibly. My gut says I can't remember for sure, but that's extremely possible.
I mean, I didn't look like this back then. I had like muscles and shit. It was different. It was a different time. No, I actually didn't have muscles back then, did I? I don't remember. You don't. She doesn't even see me that way. It's so adorable. She just sees the
you're
same thing no matter
beautiful
what.
in all of your different incarnations.
Thanks, babe.
So is that kind of close to the truth?
It's kind of
Yeah.
yeah. No.
Sounds true enough to be true.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
no,
yeah.
And it also, it had been a dry summer for me. Buster,
You're okay.
don't be a jerk.
So-
it had been a
my
dry
God.
summer.
It was a dry
Oh
summer.
my god.
And I was like,
And so that what's
definitely having a conversation with Ashley.
Yeah.
About just the different circumstances that were to be,
Mm-hmm.
happening.
How to make it a wet fall?
Oh wow. Wow.
Dominic, actually, it was awesome as I saw you like totally
That was
queuing
a-
that one up.
that was a WAP moment.
I
it was a
saw
WAP
you
moment
going
right
for it.
there.
You were like,
Thanks, Cardi B.
Oh wow.
Oh, winky, winky.
that was so good.
Here I am pretending like I'm like so surprised and also like a little bit like uncomfortable, even though it's like yeah.
Don't worry, it's just going to be on the internet for the entire world.
Right.
Forever.
He
forever.
talks like this all the time.
The internet is forever.
You should see when I'm not cleaning it up.
It's so good. Yeah, so that's how it went. But then when I got there, so I got there a day before he did, and it was explained to me that you had just suffered a really horrible breakup situation. I remember texting to Ash and being like, I cannot attempt to
Yes.
to do, the plan as I was hoping.
Something
Before
like
the
that
Me
for
Too
sure.
period. I didn't realize I was just a target.
I'm such a jerk.
It's just a
No,
piece
you
of
were-
meat.
You were just.
I'm a human being with feelings and thoughts.
No, we had like like a mild flirtation off and on for years. And I was like, I feel like, we're gonna be like, I don't know, he's single, I'm single, maybe.
We're in Peoria.
We're in Peoria. What else are you gonna do?
And there'll probably be alcohol involved,
Yeah. I do remember like one of the moments was, we did this concert. I don't remember. I think you may have sung That's Him or something in that
No, I did not.
concert. What did you sing in that night?
I sang I Hate Men.
Oh. That wasn't all you sang, no.
That's like the musical theater song that I sang.
I thought you sang something
She
like
finds love by the end, doesn't she? Am I
does,
remembering
yeah,
that
she
story
totally does.
correctly? Yeah.
Because it was a Shakespeare-themed program.
Ah.
So that's
That's
why we
right.
did musical theater selections from the
Kiss Me, Meg.
Kiss Me.
Kiss me, Meg. Please kiss me. Please.
Oh.
All over.
Kiss me so much.
Well, I remember watching the concert and being just like, you come off one of those relationships and you kind of beat up, but there's always this little like, the little part of your brain that's sort of looking out, and I was watching her sing and I just was staring at her. I guess in a way that wasn't just observing. And Harry's wife was like, you when you get caught staring and they just stare at you like,
Yeah.
and she was like, be careful.
Ooh. I remember a story too from that that I heard that like once you got back that there was something, maybe you were outside playing with your friends' kids for a minute. And you may have caught Mike like doing another one of those looks,
Yeah,
like
I
right
was-
at you, like,
I
oh
was
man,
creeping.
she's
I was
so
like
good
looking
with
through
the
the
kids.
blinds like a weirdo. Like, wow, that's really like amazing. Look at her play with those kids.
Yep.
Why is that a trip? I don't know. I like that a lot.
Yep. I remember hearing that too, which
Yeah.
I thought was so cute.
Yeah, which Harry and them noticed. Absolutely. So,
That's
You did
why-
invite her
that's- I didn't
specifically.
I actually didn't catch you. It was it was a story that was recounted to me.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Ah.
Yeah.
Because they had the fix was in. We just didn't even know it.
I guess
Yeah.
maybe they were like, this might be fun and interesting.
And so when we were brushing our teeth the next morning in the bathrooms next to each other, and in the little double sinks, and we're sitting there, and actually that night we had a moment of, because we were staying in Harry's house in his kids' bedrooms.
Across the hall from
which
each
were
other.
both upstairs and across the hall. And it was like staying in our parents' house a little bit. It was kind of
A little
strange.
bit.
Like
Yeah, it was
if you,
kind of nice though.
Oh.
and we're supposed to be on our best behavior, but man, maybe a little mischief. And we were talking to each other, and there was that moment when the conversation sort of dies, and it's like, are you gonna come over here? I'm not gonna go over there. Nothing happened. It was just
Yeah, no, I was
totally-
like, okay, good night.
I was like, oh, yeah, okay. And the next morning
Well,
we're
no,
sharing.
that was because, but the okay, good night, like, was because I was like, I cannot go in that room. Man had that heart stomped on. He is an interesting being that I would like to have more than just an encounter one time with,
Yeah.
or maybe twice because I thought it was fun the first time.
It's a good thing she fell in love with the personality, because that never would have worked. So the next morning we're brushing our teeth, and it's sort of like awkward, like it's like this weird sort of
Aw.
like
That's
awkward
really
but
cute.
nice. So we're-
Yeah.
And I think I said something like, it's kind of weird, right? Like, so we're like, right? She's like, yeah, it's so weird. But it was, just as it happens a lot of the times, it was, Megan was the one who made the first move, or actually sort of made sure that we would have contact later on, because she said, hey, listen, you've got a dog, I've got a dog. You're going to be staying down at Anna's place, which is the 200th, and I'm up at 215. There's dog parks. We should walk our dogs together.
Yep.
Oh, perfect.
And so what we did was set up a time to sort of like have doggy playtime.
Yeah.
And so I'm there with Pete, expecting that Meg's going to come over with Vito, and the dogs go over here, and then maybe. But then who shows up?
I was called in to chaperone.
Because she's like, it's still Mike Mace. So like,
Well, but also, what it was also like, I think it was a little bit like, ooh, I think I like this dude, and it feels great, but it also feels a little scary. So will you please come chaperone this date?
See if what I'm feeling is something worth continuing to investigate.
yeah.
You know?
'Cause for me, I was like, oh my God, I thought that she was into me, but I think she's trying to hook me up with her friend. So this could have gone totally different.
This
Oh
could
my
be
gosh.
You could be
different.
sitting
Yeah.
over there. You could be
Oh
sitting
my
over
gosh.
here.
Or not here at all. Where would I have come in?
I don't know.
Fate would have made sure.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
It would have been me going up to Kathleen and Jasynx's party.
Yes.
That's right. There you go. Would have
Right?
been a
Isn't that
different
where you
birthday.
guys met?
That's right.
Yep. Yep.
Did I just pluricize? Wait, right? Did
Huh?
I say
No,
that
no,
right?
no,
Did
I
do
think
it?
you said
Okay,
it
I was
right.
like-
I think you got pleurisy.
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
Is
pleurisy.
that right?
Ooh.
I'm confused, but you know what I mean.
Take a time out.
Time out. Okay,
But
Brandon,
you know that
go
was
back.
that went well. We sat
Yeah,
and
yeah.
had a good time, but you know I was still interested in Meg, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't know how this was going to go out. So I guess the test was whether I would text back or call you the next day, which I did.
Oh, there was a test.
Oh, I didn't think there was a test, was there? No.
Well, I
We
think
just
I
kinda
think it was
went
because I
outside.
actually called and said, "Are we going to hang out now?"
Unspoken
did.
test.
Yeah, we did.
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then I started, hanging out a lot more at the LPP.
Yeah.
With
Pretty
my-
much after that, time that we hung out for the first time just by ourselves, we just kept hanging out.
Like, until now. It's
Yeah.
looking like-
And here we are.
And I had a big old pit bull named Pete. He's
Mr.
Passed away about a
P.
year ago. And so we had this awesome little dog posse
Oh yeah.
of people. So how did the Dominic and Ashley, because that sort of moves into
Can I ask for one
everything
more
else.
story before we start? with
Yes,
me?
please.
Oh no.
I want you guys to tell the thing one, thing two stuff.
Oh, right. And the
Oh, my
Nashville
gosh.
Viking.
That was awesome.
That's not. I hadn't met Mike, but I knew this story before I met him.
Oh my god. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
That was awesome. Yeah, we decided I feel like that was a good, maybe we were unpacking the LPP because we hadn't lived in the LPP that long
Yeah.
before Halloween and it was like, oh, we're going to be thing 1 and thing 2 for Halloween.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Makes sense.
yeah. So
So
Crafty Meg got all up with getting what are they called?
Long Johns.
Yep. The red.
Long Johns with the hatch in the back.
Yeah.
We got children's extra large.
Yep.
Red Union jammies.
Union suit. Yeah.
And then I used an old pillowcase and cut the circle out and painted it,
Yep.
and tacked it on and.
And we had our
We
blue
ordered some
wig
blue
and everything.
wigs
Yep.
And did some face makeup and
yeah.
then looked through the children's book briefly to find some good poses
Yeah.
could,
Yeah, we
could
had.
execute
Yeah.
together.
And this was early on in our relationship.
Oh
It
yeah.
was very
Yeah,
early. It
'cause
was
I was still
it
on
Just
probation.
about the month.
And it was
like
literally right
just
before
about the
we
month
met.
mark.
Yeah.
Almost like a week and a half or something. I
Yeah.
think.
It was like
Yeah.
LPP, men. Huh.
Yeah.
We
I
have a
actually
new
thought-
happy
I
house.
actually
You
thought
must
it was
be
like-
this tall to ride
Yeah.
this ride.
Oh my gosh.
And you guys were thing 1 and thing 2, and I didn't have any costume.
Yeah.
So
You got crafty.
I had to get crafty myself, which was like good harbinger of things to come.
Yeah.
And I found I had a Viking helmet. I bought a Viking helmet from CVS or something.
Yeah.
And I had these lederhosen. I had a lederhosen T-shirt, boots, and then a blanket from Anna's that was just sitting in the closet somewhere, which was like fur, like fake fur, which we
That
still
is
have.
in
It's
here.
still
Yeah.
inside.
And if you don't
Dog
insert a
blanket.
picture right now, I'm going to be very.
I'll put
There's
it
a
in.
really good
I'll put
one.
it in.
There's a really, and then what you made braids with like
With like yarn.
No, it wasn't yarn.
like packing paper
Yeah, it
or
was
something.
Oh, like
paper braids,
it was
yeah.
like that. Yeah, that brown
Yeah.
paper. Yeah.
And then you also created a skirt from the same said
my
paper.
gosh.
That
Oh,
kind of
it
like
was
a
beautiful.
Marvin the Martian
Yeah.
sort of creation skirt.
It was
thing.
so
Yes.
good.
It was
So
good.
I was the bashful Viking with thing 1. We went to somebody's house party or somewhere.
Noah. Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
This way, Buster, it's over here.
Yeah, get it, buddy.
Get it, buddy. Sorry. Sorry. I was multitasking. Is this thing still working?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It's got to be.
It's like-
I'm gonna have to edit fucking for hours to get this.
Is this thing still? That was so Vito. Is this thing still working? Wait.
let's see. I'm gonna tell the story, the whole story.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
She's like,
That's okay.
So, this is but it was definitely so much of a harbinger of things to come.
yeah.
It started with Mike coming over to meet us because we were going to go to this pre-Halloween party,
Yeah.
or maybe it was actually on Halloween. It was actually on Halloween, yeah.
I think maybe.
Because
Yeah.
we rode the train and there were other people with
Yeah.
costumes. The further downtown we got, Mike came over and we pre-gamed.
Yeah.
And then we got to the party and it was cool, but we had to sit for a while and chill on the couch because the pre-gaming was so intense. And then
It was a
Mike-
whole crowd of people that I didn't.
I didn't know very many of them either.
No,
Yeah,
these
yeah, yeah.
You know what's weird is I didn't know
And they
that
were
many
like
of
the
them either.
operati. You know, they were just like all these operati people just loved opera,
Yeah.
talking.
It was a lot of
Was
talking
this
about opera.
was this during Gotham? Was this when you were there for Gotham?
Yeah.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the first
Very
time I saw
nice
you.
people. And
Was
like,
at that Gotham show. I was
very
there.
friendly and
Yeah.
open when we actually got off the couch and did some dancing and some snacking.
And everybody was also very young, so I felt
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I felt like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
this
people
weirdo.
were-
Oh, yeah.
most people were younger than we were even. So
Yeah.
That's right. Works.
But anyway, Ashley and I spent a lot of time sitting on the couch. And Mike was like, I'm going to go outside. These girls don't want me to hang out with them.
Yeah, I thought-
Like,
I
this
thought
is
I would-
Meg's way of showing me she's not into it.
I've been here before.
And you know, later that evening when he and I finally talked privately, I was like, look, we had a situation where the two of us needed to sit on the couch for a little while. Work it out. And that had nothing to do with my interest level in you. In fact, it like grows every day, my interest level.
Aw.
And then he was pretty drunk because he'd been medicating his new pain.
Yeah, with-
Thinking that I was not into him. Like,
And also
he was
using
into
my
me.
own medication that I brought with me from Colorado.
Yes, there was that too. And and you were like, okay, I'm just gonna say it, I love you. It happened in the LPP, and I was like, no, too soon. Shh.
Too late.
You don't. Too late. And then the next morning, I was like, so Ashy, Mike told me he loved me, and I love him too. So we're just gonna roll with this now. It's a little. Isn't that early, Maggie? Yes, it's very early.
But that's okay. A month
It had
later, I
been
was doing the
weeks.
same thing.
Yeah, but within like days, even it was like you were like, so I met someone.
Oh,
And
yeah.
So now let's hear this.
Yeah. Yeah. So, right. Not too long before Halloween, we met. He was subletting from my friend Kathleen, who lived in Inwood also at the time, so not far from the LPP.
A little closer to the one train.
Yes. Yes, closer to the one train.
Down the stairs.
And like I had one of those weird like when I saw your face, it was like something. It was like ooga ooga, like cartoon style.
I love that you're attractive. Your attractiveness inside of your body, whatever the magnetism that you get from other people, has an ooga horn.
Yes.
Ooga!
Yes.
Look at that guy.
So yeah, we met and we chatted a bit that night, but I got like, oh wow,
We didn't chat long. She shut it
because
down
I was
fast.
like.
I was like,
I don't know
oh,
what to say to the person that I think I like that is new.
You did try to get ice cream with me.
I did but I like sort of tried to get ice
I
cream.
didn't realize what was happening, but you were
I
pushing.
know.
Where did
yeah.
you go? Like Pinkberry over near like.
There was like there was a
train?
froyo place
Yeah.
near
Is it
near the A
Pinkberry?
train.
You know what I'm talking about. Though.
Yeah, exactly.
Near the
Yeah,
A train.
I went
That's
there.
where you were trying to get him to go with you.
Yes.
Froyo. Remember those places?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Whole
There's
places for
still a
frozen
lot of.
yogurt?
There's still a
Yeah,
lot
you got
of
to
them
serve
around.
yourself.
Yeah. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of those places.
Gone are those days.
Yeah. Oof. Yeah. But I walked home and you were maybe still setting your room up a little bit. And I came and sat on your bed and I was like, do you know?
It might have been like the fourth time I changed my furniture around.
Yeah, probably.
Because I did that a lot.
Yeah.
Fourth of.
Like
4th of 20.
many, very
Yeah.
many. Okay, sorry, but continue.
Oh, no, it's okay.
I think that was probably what it was because I was very quick to unpack there. But continue.
You
I
were
was like,
arranging
this is our
something.
home now.
Yes. You were arranging something and you were listening to Jonathan Brooke and being like cute little hippie Meg, and I sat on your bed and was like, do you know Dominic Armstrong? Because oddly we hadn't met before. I mean we had both been like
I knew who you were.
Yeah.
And you knew who I was.
we had
sort of.
5 billion people in common, but hadn't actually met yet.
That's right.
And I had known that you had been subletting from Kathleen for a while and everything. But I remember being like, do you know Dominic. And then like several days later, I was like, I'm still thinking about this guy. I'm going to find him on Facebook because that's what you do.
Little did you know that I tried to find her, but I could not.
Yeah, I was on, I think I wasn't using my actual last name
That's
or
correct.
something like that.
Yes.
Oh, you were Ashley Hodges at that
I
time.
think
Right.
so,
She
yeah.
was Ashley Hodges then.
I think I was. So so we made plans to hang out, but we made plans to hang out a few times, but it ended up falling through for different reasons. I got food poisoning.
Yeah, that was. I remember that
What
actually.
time?
And you were really upset. You were like,
I was so sad. I really wanted to hang out with, because of course, since even though we couldn't hang out and we kept getting diverted, we kept on texting, and and so it was like,
And then you got me tickets to Die Frau ohne Schatten.
oh yeah,
And I went to see Die Frau ohne Schatten with both of you.
yep,
Poster was hanging on the wall.
Yep.
And then we were going to try to go out after Die Frau ohne Schatten.
Yep.
But of course, that didn't happen.
yeah. Well, we did go
We did. It
to
just
the
wasn't just the two of
to the Irish pub, but
Oh yeah, but then you're going to Inwood. I'm going to Inwood.
That's
yeah.
right. Well, no, we all went back to Inwood together.
Oh, this was the cab ride.
yeah.
Yeah.
I remember the cab ride.
Mike and I got out. Did we get out?
Yeah,
You were tired.
you guys got out to go.
We got out to go.
As
we got
one
out at
might
his
do.
house, right? I think. Buster, you do not yell at her. She is a baby. Okay, quick. Okay.
So yeah. So you guys got out and did like the thing people would do.
Yeah.
Yeah. But not everybody did. So we went out as a trio.
Oh, that's right. Now I remember.
Yeah.
That person did like a couple years ago be like, I feel that we need to talk about this moment in time. I thought about it the other day, and
It's
that
so
was
good.
awkward. I think I was like in the middle of what should have been their first date, and I was like, yes,
Yep.
you
No,
are.
we walked back to, like, we said bye to Dominic, and then we were walking back to our respective buildings because we were all these Inwood neighbors, and they even said, I'm not sure if something is going on or if I just crashed something, but are you and Dominic dating? And I think I said, well, we've been trying to. Or something like that. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. It's like, whatever.
But I didn't really know. I was just like, oh, she just wants to be friends.
We're always the last ones to know, dude.
I know.
Like, that man walking.
So then I was back in my place, and then this person wrote me on Facebook and said, hey, I'm sorry about that. And I was like, oh, maybe this is something I didn't realize.
Yeah.
We're so stupid.
And I know, well,
We are.
We don't. No, I don't know if it's
We're just
stupid, but we're
dumb.
trying. Listen,
No,
it
we're
was
trying to be
pre-Me
sensitive.
too, but we were trying to be
Gentlemen.
sensitive gentleman guys.
That's right. Don't make any assumptions.
Because we're both dirty opera singer men who don't want to be.
We recognize it.
Exactly. So then I met the two of you at the farmer's market.
Oh,
Not-
yeah?
Not long after that.
that's
Because
right.
you invited me to the farmer's market, and then you didn't come to the farmer's market.
Or something like that.
And
Yeah.
you two came to the farmer's market. And I was like, why didn't you come to the farmer's market? And then we had a cute little text exchange.
Yeah, a lot of cute
A
texting
lot of cute texting.
because our like real date kept on getting pushed back and back and back for whatever different reasons. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
But similar, once we went on a date, it was like, oh, I came back from the date and I don't know if I was having trouble finding my keys or something. I was like, nah. Megan opens the door and goes, Ashley's dinghy.
yes.
And I walk in and told, I think the two of you and someone that was crashing on her couch, I think I just met my husband.
I think it might have been Sarah Mesco, actually.
Yeah, it could have been.
The famous little couch in the living room.
Yes, exactly.
So many people. Marita has slept on so many times.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
not
But I,
all
like,
the
came
time
from,
on
like-
purpose. Like most of the time it was like we fed him and then he was like, I'm just gonna... And then Pete would be like, this is a great place to sleep too. And Pete would like wear John like a hat.
Yeah.
It's kind of awesome. He'd like curl up and I'd be like, all right, I'm just gonna...
Oh, yeah, we wake up and be like, where's my dog?
Oh, that's really cute.
Sometimes Louie would get in there on his feet.
Oh, yeah.
So sweet.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
So it really happened fast for both couples.
Yeah.
And then
right.
all of a sudden, an apartment that seemed like quite spacious.
I mean, that was a huge apartment for two
We were
tiny
like,
ladies.
this is perfect. Oh my gosh, this is a lot of real estate for an apartment in New York.
We're gonna invite
Yeah.
these trees in with their dogs.
Giant dogs.
Yeah, and it was like, and that was actually a comment that like a lot of people made, like, wow, that's a lot of adults.
Like
What?
hobbits and ents
Apartment.
living together.
Yeah. How long did we do that for?
Not
About a year?
super long,
But
but
off
not
and on for
because
like,
all of us were traveling.
Yeah,
So
we
it'd
were
be
all
like
kind of in
one
and
person
out
be
of the
gone,
place.
Another person be gone, two people be gone.
Yeah.
but it was like, it went on for like 2 years after
Yeah.
that first year. Like the first year we were all there pretty much the whole year.
Yeah.
And then the next year, you were around a lot more that year because you were like, was that the year that you did like,
I can't remember.
or maybe it was like a year after, I don't know, but you were like either on the plan that one year, or you did like you were like at the house.
There was 1 year of LPP where
Yeah,
where
where
I
you were
was
like-
in New York
Yeah,
like, working
in
the
New
whole
York,
season.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was
Definitely.
a random like, that's how much you were there. Like, but yeah,
But
and
it was
then there
good that, I mean, it's good that somebody was there because that place was great.
It was a great
I mean,
place.
that
Yeah.
place,
Oh,
It was so good, man. We should never have given it up. We should have just like had a rotating cast of characters.
oh my
Still
goodness.
$2,700.
it was the really
Right,
pricey.
yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of money.
But that was really the first like New York apartment that I like allowed myself to have it feel like home. It really was. I remember saying that when we moved out too. It was like even though I had lived in New York for a while, that something about that place. Yeah, something about that place just felt
You were in
homey.
New York for a long time.
I
before
know.
that.
Yeah.
But that was the first I don't know. That was the first apartment for me that felt like that like
You were in New
this
York
is a
from
home.
2006 until 2013 before you
Yeah.
had an experience that felt like home. That's crazy.
Yeah, for what I think
7 years.
How easy is it to make New York feel like home?
Yeah.
Fucking hard.
Yeah,
It's
hard.
hard.
But that place, I mean, for me too, it felt like home. I mean,
right?
like what was great about it was there were all these experiences. We all like, I mean, better than any four grown ass people with too many dogs in an apartment could get along. We got along really well.
We
Yeah.
did.
And there were some fantastic experiences happening.
Yeah.
And not only the kind of experiences where it's like fun and partying and Meg sitting out the piano and playing music for fun and all that stuff, but
Today we're gonna play show tunes.
I demand it.
I'm gonna be
But-
annoying until you join in. And
Just like when you're going through that part, I mean, especially that part of your career and development, man, it just every day feels like a crisis. Everything feels, you never know if you're gonna actually make it or not. And like today, still don't know. Even
Well,
now.
I can't even imagine kids coming up at this
Oh
point.
my God.
Oofa.
But I felt like
Coraggio.
not only that, I'm going to get choked up a little bit, but
Oh.
I found the love of my life. But also because, thank God she took initiative because I'm such a chicken shit.
Cheers.
I found cheers to chicken shit.
you guys need more in your glasses.
We'll get
take
there.
it.
I feel like I got two really good friends, and I got to know you guys so well, and that sort of friendship just grew and grew over time, to where you just don't have those kind of connections with people.
Especially in
that
this
kind of
business, you just don't get a chance to all the time because
Yeah.
you're always traveling.
Yeah.
And you have a lot of friends that you know and you like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you don't get a chance to actually build the kind of relationships
Yep.
that were built in this particular.
Oh, Buster.
I mean, and now look at us.
Yeah.
I know. I think it's
Go
so funny.
figure.
Like that.
We're at
well,
the
that's
same
like,
table.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
We live in the same town.
Right.
That is not New York.
Like, I mean,
Like
you were one of the
LPP
two
South.
people that came to our wedding of 30.
Yeah.
It was an exclusive, and I was like, those guys are there, man.
Oh,
and not only did we
yeah.
have an awesome wedding with these awesome people, but Dominic put on this show of the century that people still talk about in that restaurant
But
till
I
this
will tell you,
day.
the thing that made me the most upset was that video because I spent so long on it and I just couldn't get it to work, and then it did.
It's
And then it did. Well,
And
that's
the-
it,
Well, Brian August
yes,
stage
Brian
managed
August
our
Brian August, of course.
Brian
And now-
August stage
and now we
managed
talk
our
on
wedding.
Facebook all the time. Most recently,
I love it.
Oh, so much more.
Oh my God, that was so great. He literally like just from the moment that he showed up and he was like, "Oh my gosh!" and he like knocked on the limousine door. It was like, or on the window was like, "Hi Meg, how are you doing? I love your hat. It's really pretty." I'm like, "Yes, Brian, you know what to say because I'm kind of nervous
good.
right now." And he was like, "Hey, can I do anything?" I was like, "Actually,
Yep.
we're having pictures afterwards. We want to include everybody. Can you take this list?" And he was like, "I have it." And he was like,
Oh, he
"Pam, Jim,
He was so good.
yeah.
He was so good. That inspired. We decided. Yeah.
We had a similar situation.
A year
because
later at our
after that-
wedding, we thought, oh, we need someone to stage manage,
Yeah.
like our pictures or
Buster.
the ceremony.
And so
Buster!
I had a friend who stepped in the sort of the same situation, and heard the couple of them. They just sort
Yep.
of like took over. Julia and Ryan. They
Yep.
Yeah,
they
that
became
was-
our
I remember
stagehands.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were so good.
Always good to have those kind of friends. Like,
Right?
who are my control freak friends? Oh, this
I know something
But then
you can.
Brian, like, he helped with all sorts of random stuff.
Right?
Like, and then he and Vicky bonded over martinis.
Oh.
And then he helped you to get the video projector
Oh,
going. I mean,
thank goodness. Because man, I traveled with that thing.
Managed.
Leggy.
Oh, leggy.
Maggie got left accidentally in our garden
I
in
know.
Colorado.
It's
she's,
okay.
she's,
Okay.
she's guarding the garden still.
Yeah, good. That's what Leggy should be
I
doing.
guess Leggy was a guy.
Yeah,
Leggy was a
Maggie
guy. Sort of a Leggy.
So we ended up like having great time. What was your favorite memory from the Little People Palace?
There's so many.
I know,
Man,
right?
That's tough.
I actually wasn't there, but I got a really good Christmas video of all of you guys singing Santa Claus is
a
coming
good
to
one.
town.
That is a good one.
I was out of town for something, but the three of you,
You may have
Yeah.
just hit on the one.
That-
That was so good.
yeah, that was a great.
It was a creepy Santa. It was creepy Santa and I wore a beard.
Yeah.
You had a beard. Oh, it all comes back. You had a beard.
Yeah, I was wearing a fake beard.
We made some interesting videos and some interesting pics.
Yep.
I was so
That
proud
should be
of
our
that.
Christmas special. We should recreate that.
That's right.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. That's a good
Christmas
idea.
special.
I should definitely play
Hello,
Santa
everyone.
Claus.
Hey, welcome to the LPP Christmas.
Oh shoot. Maybe Rodell would host us.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh.
It could be like. Oh my god, I love him so much. But he would be the perfect host for the LPP After Hours Christmas.
Definitely would be. That movie trivia would be great.
That's funny.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh wait, favorite
Well,
favorite memories?
That was a
Like I
pretty
said,
good
there
one.
were
I
many.
mean, so many baking
Oh,
creations.
Cafe
Red.
Marino.
Cafe
Give me
Marino.
a break.
Cafe Marino, right?
Oh.
You guys, that was fantastic.
We gave it a name because it was so good. Yeah.
We still have Cafe Marino now, but
Yes.
it's like I'm on an exploration of the casserole. Right
Oh yeah.
now.
Well,
So
we've
I
had a
send
couple
them away.
casseroles
Yeah.
already.
Cafe Marino casseroles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like Cafe Marino to
And
go.
gumbo and whatnot.
Sure.
Ooh,
It
yum.
happens
Yeah.
tonight. Yeah,
Stews.
gumbo will happen today and tomorrow.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
And-
I remember a really amazing breakfast sandwich with like ciabatta that you made. Like you literally gave me a breakfast sandwich before I left, like for a day of rehearsal. Like
That's
here's your snack.
Yeah.
Have a good day at school, Ashley. It's
That
like
was
amazing.
what I really, and it was because we ran out of the, like Munster cheese or something. But I discovered the beauty of the goat cheese with herbs in it
Yep.
on the breakfast sandwich with like the cracked egg and little arugula,
Mm-hmm.
some mustard. It was very exciting.
I remember you sitting in it was like a galley kitchen at the LPP, sitting and watching the oven.
Yeah.
Just being like,
did
I
that all
love
the time
the
on the
science. I love the science of it.
British baking show.
Yeah, yeah. You were doing British Baking Show before.
Yeah.
Man, I
the
remember learning
US
how to,
knew about
learning
it.
how to hula hoop once in there
Oh my gosh, that's right. That's right. We had the big hula hoop up.
on the wall.
Yep. Yeah, you
I
taught yourself the
enjoyed-
hula hoop.
There were lots of implements around.
Yeah,
yeah.
like
Yeah, lots
playing
of
with the-
toys. I feel like I got a ribbon dancer.
Yes, there was a
Ribbon
ribbon.
dancer? Definitely a ribbon
There's
dancer.
a
Play-Doh.
picture of the two of us when we're both on our exercise balls.
Yeah, we were
You're
watching some
watching-
awards show on
And
TV.
Dominic took our picture because he was like,
Yep.
"These
Yes,
people
that's
are
right. We were
crazy."
watching the Emmys, and you were bouncing on the balls.
We were
That's
bouncing
right.
on our exercise balls.
Yeah.
I was like,
And I made you all get shelves because I couldn't take the books on the floor anymore.
and as soon as Mike and I left, they got like a more.
Yeah, you were like, we're getting a real couch and a TV. It was like, boom, we're getting an
And when
actual
I came
couch
back
and a TV.
to couch surf at the LPP
Yeah.
later, I was like,
Yeah.
why is there a couch here?
Because my back hurts.
Actually, how am I supposed to sleep on this? It's not a daybed. Made for
There was a
tiny
pull-out
person.
mattress.
I know.
I sold that thing for half of what I paid for it. It was great.
That's a score.
Oh, it was
Did
great.
you
It
help
was like
him?
we rented
Did you
it.
help him get it down the subway stairs?
No, I just helped him getting out of the building.
Oh my god.
How many times have you seen somebody move a couch on the subway? I miss that about New York.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
Especially up around Inwood.
Oh, so good.
Also,
Yep.
I was the one who closed up the Little People Palace.
Oh, that's
You
right.
sure did.
What was that like when you finally because I mean there were so many memories in that place.
It was tough because I was by myself, and I wished I could have had the rest of you there with me, like for that moment. I mean, particularly getting the piano out. That was
He's
not
like,
only
Mike, I
the
really wish
heaviest,
you would have been there for
not
that.
only the heaviest thing, but no, it was kind of the saddest thing because the piano was sort of the heartbeat of that.
Right,
Yeah.
it really was.
And
That you found for like
Craigslist piano. That
Yes.
yeah,
was
it was like
$50.
a
And we picked up on
they
our
got
way
it for a
moving
song, and there was no like we had to just put it out on the side of the road
Oh, it was, you curbed it.
Gosh, you
because
curved
nobody
it.
like we had someone.
we
come
had
over
a
and
few
look at
people
it.
come and look at it.
They
Yeah.
didn't want it,
Yeah.
and it was like I don't know what else. And so
Oh.
you know, I mean, kind of. In some ways, that's why Leggy became so important to me because I was like, "There's little that's gonna
Wait,
come out of
no.
this place."
Yeah.
No, wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Kate. I love that so much. I love that so
What?
much.
Well, you know, Mike brought Leggy in,
Yes.
Yes, it's what he does sometimes.
and he lived in our bathroom.
Held up our magazines.
He held up our magazine.
Leggy was a mannequin leg
Yeah.
found
Like,
on the street.
just from the waist down,
Yeah.
missing one leg.
There were only so many things because the daybed was gone. There was a lot of the shelves were there. Like we had changed it,
Yeah,
but the piano was there and Leggy was there.
yeah,
The piano I couldn't take anywhere,
yeah.
but Leggy
Leggy made it.
Leggy could go.
You just do.
You want
What's
to go
really-
into that?
What's really funny about the LPP is I feel like it's got such a retinue. And I know there's going to be so many people that have watched this episode that have gone in and out of that place.
Right?
Yeah.
We had so many friends come and stay.
So
Yeah.
many.
I met all of y'all's friends that way. You know, it's kind of how I got wired into the younger generation. And one of the cool things about that, the magnetism of that place, it's like it has this energy. And that energy seems to have brought us together once again.
Yeah.
Because now, as a result of, you know, Meg and I were looking at trying to start a family, and we were living in Colorado for like 5 years.
Together for 5 years.
Yeah. And it was just, we didn't have a support system there. So we decided, you know, her brother lives in Columbia, South Carolina. Her parents live like 2-3 hours away from there. It'd be a perfect place to raise a family. And so we ended up buying a house in South Carolina. And I don't think you guys knew that we were doing that.
No.
And so, later on, go ahead, please.
Oh, no, I remember you mentioned late summer at some point, like, oh, I think there's going to be a position opening up at this school in South Carolina. And do I want to send in for this? Maybe, blah, blah, blah. And we were seeing Queen of Spades in New York together at the Met. And then at intermission or something, I told you, I was like, so Dominic just got a job in Columbia, and I guess we're like moving there. And you said, we're thinking about moving there.
Yeah. Or no, I think it was an actual, like, we just put an
We are looking at houses or something, yeah.
There, and I didn't want to tell anybody until it was like,
Yeah.
until we got all the back and forth done.
Totally crazy.
So weird.
Yeah.
And so now,
So no, here we are.
You have a huge support system.
LPP South.
now we have
Yeah.
this amazing thing. And I think that's, for me, like, it's one of the greatest things because it was tough to leave. During COVID, we made all these great friends that we never knew that lived in Colorado. We were so heartbroken about leaving them. And coming here the first time and moving and having two of our best friends right here in town, it made coming here like it was more predestined than anything. And it made so much,
Yeah.
it's
I think for us too. I mean, we knew we were gonna have friends here because I knew people at the school, but when
Yeah.
we found out you guys were gonna be here too, it was like,
Oh,
this is
that makes it
it's like
way
was
better.
supposed to have happened. you know.
So the cool thing about the LPP and its sort of magical power that you guys, I think, that came not from a place, and that came not from a magical place, but from a magical relationship that between you two guys. And I've always felt extremely fortunate to have been a part of that group, and to be able to have had, you know, met and grown to love Dominic, and I love you, and you know I love you. But the love that we all built in that place is now has a new chapter. So
It has wings.
cheers.
Cheers.
Here's to the LPP and the magic that it brings.
Yeah,
LPP!
absolutely.
Ow.